What's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube? This is Bill Callahan here with KO Bets, the late night. Usually I try to do these shows at 7:30 p.m. Central Time, 11:45. I had to volunteer at an event. I had to drink a bunch of beers. It was no fun. I'm just kidding. It was a blast. Good fundraiser. Really solid participation. If you ever have an opportunity to just volunteer some of your time, definitely recommend doing it. Good way to give back to the community, and help make a difference. So, without further ado, we got fights to go over. It's super late, so we're gonna do a spectacular job on this, but try and move through it kind of quickly. Also, before I get started, NFT giveaway. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. You'll get entered for a chance to win an NFT. I'm gonna give away UFC strike moments from Dapper Labs. So if you have any interest in winning one of those, just subscribe to the channel. Would appreciate you sharing the channel. Any opportunity you get. Definitely trying to grow a little bit more. So UFC Fight Night, Volkov versus Rozenstruik. We gotta make some picks. We gotta make some picks. Hold up, I want to make sure that doesn't pop up with some noise. YouTube in the background. Alright, first fight of the night, we've got Blanchfield taking on JJ Aldrich. JJ Aldrich, height, reach advantage in this fight, only ever so slight. Basically, Blanchfield has displayed incredible grappling and top control in this fight. I mean, in the UFC in her career thus far. Really, really talented grappler. Gets top control, really doesn't give it up. Ground and pound. Also seems like has decent stand-up. I mean, JJ Aldrich, I think she's in for a rough night. Going with Blanchfield on the money line. Feeling pretty good about that. If we look at the odds, Blanchfield is a heavy favorite. Minus 475. I mean, do you think she's gonna fight props? They think it is gonna go the distance. Like maybe there's some sort of value on a submission for Blanchfield, but I kind of like the prediction that it's gonna go the distance. Tough. JJ Aldrich, she's been submitted once in her. Yeah, it's tough to say if I think it's going to go the distance. Maybe under fight parlays. Blanchfield and like over a round and a half. Maybe that's a way you could kind of help with the odds. I don't know. I'm probably just going to go with Blanchfield on the money line. Maybe do a little bit of a parlay or something. With her, and we'll pick someone out later in the fight. Rinat Fakhretdinov taking on Andreas Michailidis. Andreas 13-5, 1-2 in the UFC. Rinat, he's making his UFC debut. Rinat is a power puncher. Definitely throws some wild strikes. I think he's going to be the fighter who presses forward in this fight. I think that's going to set up grappling pretty nicely in his favor. Kind of like this one to go the distance. I guess it's possible Andreas has 5 KOs. Maybe that's what's more likely, is someone's going to get KO'd. Yeah, I don't know. Just something about Andreas. His striking defense doesn't really stand out to me. Also has a crazy approach. Renat's composed. Andreas, I think, kind of has a crazy. Kind of showed some poor IQ versus Pereira in his KO loss. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Renat making the debut. I kind of think this one is gonna go the distance. I don't know why. Andreas has never gone the distance. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Renat minus 265. Let's see what the odds makers like. They don't like this fight to go. They probably like the Renat KO, which is fine. I kind of like the Renat decision. Just like point striking and winning decision. I kind of like that result. So you're looking at Renat. He does only have, out of his 18, only 2 have come. Next fight, we've got Jeffrey Molina, 10-2, taking on Zhalgas Zhumagulov. He's coming in on a 1-fight loss streak. Jeff Molina, 2-0 in the UFC. Only 24 years old. Definitely going to hold a striking advantage in this. The only question is like, that takedown defense is pretty horrid. I think Zhalgas really has to kind of attack the takedown in this fight. I think Jeff Molina is just going to be too dangerous on the feet. He's going to be the more powerful striker. Yeah, Zhalgas, I don't know, has good output in his own right, but like stylistically, Jeff Molina, he's just all about, I mean, he's able to absorb shots, able to push a pace, ready to brawl. Kind of like him to win. Jeffrey Molina, I kind of like him to win. Oh, I'm like hitting the wall. Kind of like him to win. So if I'm going to the odds makers, minus 180 for Jeff Molina. I do think I think it goes the distance, but I could definitely also see Jeff Molina securing a KO. I don't think the submission is in play against a fighter like Zhalgas. Yeah, so maybe I would do like the Jeff Molina KO decision, minus 165. What is this odds? Only minus 180. Yeah, that's not great odds, so probably would just do that. Money line on Jeff Molina. I do like it to go the distance. I think Zhalgas has been KO'd twice, though. So maybe Jeff Molina and over a round and a half, minus 140. Maybe that's smart, but again, minus 180. If I'm betting on the fight, I'm probably just doing money line at that point. So Johnny Munoz taking on Tony Gravely. Johnny Munoz coming into the fight with a substantial height advantage. Does have a reach advantage. I think it's in my notes. 1-1 in the UFC. Has the ability to kick in the stand-up game. You can see the output's pretty low. And then obviously a really good jiu-jitsu threat. 7 of his 11 wins have come via submission. Tony Gravely, better boxer, probably the better wrestler. Does need to stay safe if he does engage in wrestling. I think he would stay safe in that situation, but yeah, I just kind of like him to be in control. The fight standing, just establish his boxing, and if the fight does go to the mat, he's in top control and he's staying safe. He does have 5 submission losses, which is a little bit scary, but I think he has the ability to stay safe, and I think he will. As far as the odds, Gravely slight favorite at -125. Kind of like that. They don't think the fight is going to go the distance, so they think Gravely's going to KO him. I think Munoz, maybe via submission, is more likely than the Gravely KO. I think Gravely's going to get the, maybe the win by decision is what I'm thinking. At +275 here. I think there's some value on that. Definitely. Gravely KO decision -120. His odds -125. Not worth it. Tony Gravely and over 1.5. That's +130. That seems more worth it. That's interesting. I think there's some value on that for sure. But I like Tony Gravely in the fight. As far as the Johnny Munoz, yeah, they gotta like the submission. So next fight we've got Nicholas Stoltz taking on Benoit Saint Denis from France. Nicholas Stoltz 0-2 in the UFC. Benoit 0-1. Probably should have been a stoppage his last fight. Kind of got fucked up. Didn't look good. It didn't look good at all. He's a jiu-jitsu artist. I don't really know who I like in this fight. We've got Nicholas Stoltz, who's probably the more well-rounded fighter. Yeah, I think he's for sure going to be the more well-rounded fighter. I mean, part of me still wants to bet on Benoit, but I kind of like Nick Stoltz. I kind of like this fight to go the distance. Benoit's the favorite. He looked so bad in his last fight. It's tough to say one way or another if... Yeah, I'm going to go with Nick Stoltz. Probably not going to bet on this. Fight props, they like it to not go the distance. Interesting. So winning methods, they probably like submission. Kind of weird. I think there's maybe some value on the fight going to a decision. +110. I mean, that's not horrible. What's the over-under? I kind of like over 2.5. As far as the fight parlays, not touching any of that. So yeah, I kind of like the fight to go the distance. I think there's some value on that for sure. All right, the next fight is Damon Jackson taking on Daniel Argueta. Damon Jackson, very good jiu-jitsu artist. Definitely going to have the reach advantage. Good kicker. Kind of low output on the feet. But really, really, really crazy good. Jiu-jitsu, great gas tank. Gotta like his experience. Dan Argueta's coming in here, making his debut. He is on an 8-fight professional, streak in his professional career. He's a grappler, good athlete. Kind of think he's just gonna gas out against Damon Jackson, and Damon Jackson might be able to secure a submission in this fight. I'm sure Damon Jackson's the heavy favorite. Yeah, minus 675. Tough debut for Daniel. No question about it. They don't think the fight's going to go the distance. I bet you they like the submission. Kind of like it too. The submission at minus 110. I kind of like the decision as well, So maybe we eliminate the... Yeah, we could get minus 450 if we eliminate the KO possibility for the win. We could also do... I don't want to do that in case it's caught early. I was going to... Yeah, minus 450 is better than minus 675 for sure. Yeah. Gonna go with Damon Jackson. Probably gonna do that submission decision result if I do bet on him. Next fight we got is Joe Selecky taking on Alex De Silva. Joe Selecky 11-3, Alex De Silva 21-3. De Silva 1-2 in the UFC on a 1-fight losing streak. Joe Selecky 1-fight losing streak, lost it via split decision. Selecky, good submission artist, jiu-jitsu. Question is can he close the distance and secure takedowns against Alex? It's going to be tough, I think, at the beginning of the fight. Alex Silva, I kind of wonder if he's able to really establish his striking early in the fight, kind of push forward and not get caught in this trap where he's gassing out late in the fight. I think he needs to avoid the takedowns against Joe Selecky. Really needs to fire off the leg kicks. Yeah, this one's a tough one. I want to see the odds. Selecky's the favorite. I mean, I kind of like that. The judges like his style. Sure, they like it to go the distance. That's split. I think it's kind of like if the fight takes place on the feet, I think you gotta like Alex De Silva. I think he has decent grappling. I don't know. I kind of worry about his gas tank giving out, but we're going to roll with Alex De Silva, the underdog on this. I definitely worry about him getting tired and getting put away or losing a decision. I think he can win round 1 comfortably. It's just a question of 2, 3, winning methods here. Decision for both. Yeah, maybe I would do like the De Silva decision plus 330. Selecky does have a KO loss in his career, and De Silva does have a submission loss in his career. So, yeah, gonna roll with Silva. Probably a decision. Elise Herrig taking on Carolina. Kolowicz. Karolina, she's on a 5-fight losing streak. Felice Herrig, 3-fight losing streak. Gotta give Felice Herrig the grappling advantage. She is gonna be the taller fighter, just barely. And also have the reach advantage. Karolina does hold, I believe, a win over Felice Herrig in her career. Yeah, really rough patch of fights for both of these. Probably going to give Karolina the stand-up advantage. Can she avoid the takedowns against Felice Herrig? That is the question. I'm going to roll with Karolina. I'm going to roll with her. I think she's won already. I think she can maybe fend off takedowns for a majority of the fight. If she does get taken down, hopefully they're short-lived and she's able to get up to the feet and just keep the fight standing. Looking at the odds makers, pick 'em, Karolina, slight underdog. Definitely gotta like the over. Definitely gotta like the fight to go the distance. If you're confident one way or another what you think the result is gonna be, you could probably do the fighter plus the over, in these parlays. I'm not super confident. I would put like a decision and maybe parlay or something like that, but I'm not. There's no way I'm betting on either fighter in this fight. Alonzo Menningfield taking on Askar Mazarov. Alonzo's on a 1-fight losing streak. He lost to William Knight. He slowed down against William Knight, which is just like messed up. Taking on Askar, making his UFC debut. I gotta pull up the chart here, and I accidentally skipped one, but we'll get it. So yeah, Askar comes in, Muay Thai artist, making his debut. If you look at his fights, it's actually like crazy. He doesn't really have many fights that go beyond the first round. So I think this one is probably going to be a knockout. Menningfield's going to be most dangerous, I think, early. Kind of think the same of Askar. Askar, all 12 of his losses have come inside the distance. We have seen Menningfield get KO'd before, so I think it's something to KO. I'm going to roll with Askar on this, and the only reason is like the fight before Alonzo, William Knight showed up in such bad shape that it just like I couldn't bet on him, and then Alonzo lost to him. So it's like, it just really, I don't trust him. I don't trust his consistency. Yeah, Askar KO. Why not? Plus 250. Fight parlays. I don't think it's gonna go the distance. I don't think the odds makers think that either. Yeah, minus 900. That's rough. I wonder what for the winning method just the KO is for either fighter. Minus 4. Not horrible. Fight parlays. Yeah, they're only doing under a round and a half. I don't know. I think it might be fun to put like Oh yeah, they have all these time to finish things. Might be fun to bet like round 1 minus 150. What's a fight line? Holy shit, Asker is a heavy. Well, I mean the heaviest underdog we've bet on so far. So Asker plus 200, Alonzo minus 250, Alonzo KO minus 125. And they're only giving Asker 50 points for the KO. Interesting. Yeah, rolling with Asker, rolling maybe with, I don't know, it'd be fun to Asker plus 500 for round 1 knockout. Be kind of fun to put, not a ton on that, but like $10 or something. Might be fun. I think it's definitely going to be a knockout, and yeah, just rolling with Asker. Dude making his debut. Next fight that should have been first. Odie Osborne taking on Zaruk Arashev. Odie Osborne, very tough career, tough opponents thus far. In order, his last fights: Vergara, Cape, Rivera, Kelleher. Crazy. 2-2 in the UFC on a 1-fight winning streak. Just beat Vergara, which I'm a fan of Vergara. Definitely has the reach advantage. Zaruk, on the other hand, he's going to need to try and close the distance. He's 1-2 in the UFC. Yeah, I wonder if his gas tank's going to hold up. In this fight, I just kind of like Odie to stand on the outside, counter strike, clip Zaruk on the way in. I think he's probably a little bit better grappler too, so he could always rely on a takedown potentially. Yeah, I like the Jamaican sensation. Probably a decision. He's a favorite at minus 200. Fight to go the distance, yes, minus 105. I mean, you're getting some pretty decent odds on the decision at plus 215. This doesn't seem bad to me. And then Odie, KO decision, minus 150 as opposed to minus 200. Yeah, I probably wouldn't mess with a fight parlay, even though I do think Odie would be like Odie and over if I did that. I mean, plus 100. Like Odie in the fight. Kind of like him a lot. Next fight, we've got Karine Silva taking on Pollyanna Botello. Karine Silva making her UFC debut, 9 wins via KO, 5 via submission, so all wins via finishes. Good jiu-jitsu, dangerous striker, but she's also facing another dangerous striker in Pollyanna with 6 KO victories. Definitely struggles, I would say, with grappling, and has a decent chance of winning if she keeps this standing. I kind of like Karine, the newcomer, to come in and really expose the ground difference, the difference in skill level on the ground. And I just don't buy that Pollyanna is going to be that much better on the feet as a fighter. So, and she's coming off of 2 losses herself. So I'm gonna roll with Karine Silva on this fight. I do think check the odds here. There's so many fights on this card. It's kind of crazy. Karine Silva, slight favorite. Okay. They do like the fight to go the distance. Interesting. They probably like, yeah, the decision. I mean, I wouldn't be I don't know. Probably not going to bet on this one. I don't know what I would say if I like the fight to go the distance. I would say no. I do like it to go the distance. But I don't know, just part of me with these two's punching power, it's definitely seems like a fight to protect. We'll go with Karine. Michael Trizano taking on Lucas Almeida. Trizano, 1-fight losing streak. Really good overall stand-up, quick, technical, looks sharp. Lucas Almeida, he's kind of the dog, likes to throw down. Question if he can keep the gas tank going. He is making his UFC debut. Definitely going to be dangerous early, but I think 2 fights ago he scored a 3rd round knockout. So, I mean, he's just going to come to take off Trizano's head. This could be an upset. I don't think. Like, I'm going to roll with Trizano on the money line. What is he? Minus 225. But Almeida, if you like Almeida, just bet on like that KO for plus 1-800. Or sorry, why did I say plus 1-800? Man, I am super tired. Okay, the next fight we've got here is Dan Ige taking on Mavsar Ivalov. Dan Ige 15-5, Mavsar 15-0. Ige, 2-fight losing streak, lots of good experience, has solid wrestling, solid jiu-jitsu. I think Mavsar is just a little bit better. Really good cardio, good kicker. I think he's going to be able to close the distance and not get point struck by Dan Ige. Yeah, going with Mavsar on the money line. If we're looking at the odds, I mean, there's probably an argument to be made that Dan Ige deserves consideration given the fact that he's plus 320. Definitely a crazy line. As far as winning methods, yeah, Dan Ige decision. Mavsar, I guess decision. He is dangerous though. I mean, Dan Ige, I guess all 5 of his losses have been decisions, so there's the argument that, you know, Mavsar probably can't put him away, but yeah, gonna roll with Mavsar in the fight. And then we've got the main event, Alexander Volkov taking on Jairzinho Rozenstruik. Give me Biggie Boy. I mean, Romanov, terrific boxer. Obviously, kind of crazy height to him. We've seen them both lose to Cyril Gane. Yeah, I mean, I think Cyril Gane's the most talented heavyweight I've ever seen, though, so I don't blame that. Rozenstruik, KO lost to Nagano. Both of them have lost to Blades. I think if we're talking about if we're talking about like output advantage and technicality from a boxing perspective, like Volkov is very, very dangerous in a decision for this fight. I think if it does go the distance, 5 rounds, like he's most likely going to be the fighter who wins this fight. I'm just thinking Biggie Boy goes in there and is able to catch Volkov. And we've just seen Volkov against fighters with strong punching ability like Jairzinho. We've seen Volkov crumble. So going with Jairzinho in this fight, like the KO. Fight props, they don't think it's going to go the distance. Like I said, I think Rozenstruik, KO, Volkov, decision. Like that makes a lot of sense. So I'm rolling with Biggie Boy. We're not going to do any sort of trending topics or anything tonight. I'm just a little bit too tired. So I appreciate everyone tuning in. Again, if you wouldn't mind, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and even think straight. I will talk to everyone next week, and good luck betting tomorrow. If you want, you can definitely follow my Twitter. I'll try and post some stuff out there. I gotta look up my handle. From my phone here. There we go. Alright, I posted my Twitter handle. If you want, just follow me there. Probably we'll share some parlays and amend a few different things. So I'm going to get to bed. Everyone have a great evening. I will talk to you next week. Peace.